Alright, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out another video if you are doing so. Today I'm reviewing the Artibook 1, which is a simple yet elegant minimalistic photo book by a company called Artibo. And if you don't know who Artibo are, they are a photo lab based out in Poland that specialise in high quality photo products, including their Artibook range of photo books. Now, full disclosure, Artibo have given me this book to review, but I haven't been paid to say any of the things I'm about to say, so this is a 100% unbiased review. So if you decide to produce one of these books for yourselves, you get three size options. You get 8x8 square, 12x8 horizontal, or 8x12 vertical. Now, over the last few years, I've tended to favour the vertical orientation when I'm out shooting. I still shoot horizontal landscape images, and sometimes I do still process images into a square format, but more often than not, I tend to favour the vertical orientation, so I went with the 8x12 vertical book. Okay, so the cover comes with four colour options. You have Tagua, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Sienna, which are earthy, sandy kind of tones. And you have Stone, which is a pale grey, and Charcoal, which is a dark grey, almost black, and that's the choice that I went with for this book. It really kind of fits my style, and it really works well with the overall kind of feel that I was going for with this book. On the front of the cover, you get two text lines, each with 20 characters, and you get 8 fonts to choose from. Now, I would have liked a little bit more choice when it comes to the fonts. I would have really liked to have seen some script or handwritten style fonts in there. There are 8 different fonts, they're not all the same, but it is a little bit limiting. However, I did kind of like the way it came out. Although one of the things I would do differently is I would move my name to the bottom and the title of the book to the top, as I think that would have looked a little bit better, but that's for next time. So the other thing about the cover of this book is that it has a, I don't know if you can really see it in this on here, but it has a really nice kind of grainy texture to it, which gives it a really nice high quality feel, and the book in general has that feel. So the cover just yeah, the first impressions of it are really high because of the cover. Okay, so when it comes to the inner pages, you get up to 120 pages, and you have 2 paper choices. You have Mohawk, which is a kind of off-white yellowy paper, and then you have Arctic Matte, which is a brilliant white. So I chose the Arctic Matte. Again, with the charcoal cover and the style of images that I've put into this book, it looked really nice and it works well with the overall aesthetic that I've gone for with this book. Okay, so one piece of advice that Artibo give you when you purchase one of these books is that there is a risk of page transparency. And what they mean by that is if you use different size images on the reverse side of a page, you risk seeing the image on the opposite side through the page, depending on the layout and the size of the image. So they do recommend that you use same size image on either side of a page, make sure the layout is the same, just to try and avoid that. Now, as this was a review, I went against that advice and I put some square images on the back of some of the rectangular images. Now, it is real, they are right in saying what they're saying, and the advice they give you is good. You can see it. Now, it depends on how much light is cast on the page and whereabouts you are sat with the book reading it. I really don't think it's too big a deal. I'm certainly not worried about it that much whatsoever. This will be a book that sits on my coffee table for friends and family to, peruse when they come round. But other than that, I really wouldn't worry too much about it. If you were going to be selling this book or even giving it away to people, then yes, maybe you would want to be a bit more mindful of where you place the images and making sure that they're the same size on either side. But other than that, I really wouldn't be too worried about it, but just bear it in mind. So when it comes to the layout of the pages, you get pretty much complete control over what you can put on a page and where you can put it. You get options for text, and there are a few other creative tools that you can use on there. I kept with a minimalistic feel and just used mainly single images on any one page. Further to the back of the book, I did try a bit of a different page layout, putting 2 or 3 images on a page, but for the most part it was either rectangular or square images with a nice thick white border on them. You can add the text, you can add as much text as you want as far as I'm aware. I just went with a simple caption beneath each image, but you can add paragraphs to explain more about the images that you've placed on the page if you wish. So Artibo really couldn't have made designing this book any easier. The online tools that you have to produce it are very simple and easy to use. You basically just upload your images into a sidebar on the page, and then you can just drag and drop your images to wherever you want, adjust them, resize them, change the layout. There are quite a few options for things you can do on there, and then you get to add your text, as I've already mentioned, and place that wherever you want. There are different fonts and different font sizes for the text, so you can position it and have it look as big or as small as you like. So once you've finished your book, you're happy with the way you've got it laid out, just simply click produce. And I think I ordered my book on a Friday and it arrived, I believe, the following Wednesday, so it pretty much took 3 working days to arrive. So it's coming from Poland, I'm in the UK. I don't think that's bad at all. In fact, that's pretty quick for a print company. I've had other print companies that I've dealt with in the past where they've taken over a week and they're based in the UK, so that's a really good shipping service there by Artibo. So the one thing that I haven't mentioned so far is one of, if not the most important part of this book, and that is the image reproduction. One thing I am always concerned about when I send digital files off to a lab is that the images come back not looking exactly how they should. You know, the colours may be off, they might not look as sharp. Thankfully, I send all my work off to the same lab these days and they always come back looking exactly how they should. But when you're sending work off to a company that you haven't dealt with before, there is always that worry that it may come back looking a little bit less than you expected. Now, the images in this book look absolutely amazing. Artibo have done a fantastic job of reproducing the images in this book. I couldn't be happier. Every single image in this book looks exactly how it should. They're all sharp, the colours are all correct as they should be. And yeah, I just couldn't be happier with the way they've turned out in this book. Okay, so in conclusion, the Artibook 1 from Artibo is an absolutely fantastic photo book. I would definitely recommend to anybody that is looking to have their work put into a photo book for whatever reason, whether it is a personal project or to document a trip or an event. This book is pretty much for everybody. There is so much, even in a minimalistic looking book, there is so much you can do with this book. Lots of pages, full layout control, and yes, the cover is a little bit limited, but I wouldn't worry about that very much at all. It's what's inside that counts, and inside this book it is just amazing. Really happy. I can't tell you any more how happy I am with how this book has turned out. And yes, definitely 100% recommend the Artibook 1 from Artibo. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you go and check out Artibo and the Artibook 1. I will leave a link to Artibo's website and their YouTube channel in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm always interested to hear what people have got to think about these videos. If you want to follow along this journey, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell to be notified when I post new videos. New content coming soon. So for now, see ya.